Turns out I published my last video on Poppy Playtime a couple of days before some major stuff kicked off in the world of Poppy Playtime Chapter 2. So, here's a new one for you, where I'm going to dive into the CCTV footage, stuff people have missed, and, more importantly, a secret revealed by the Poppy NFTs that means we now know a character named Mummy Longlegs is coming in Chapter 2. Plus, some extra hints about whether she's really Kissy Missy. I'm Zoe Delahunty-Light, and I'm now obsessed with Poppy Playtime lore, so let's get into it. There are obviously spoilers in here for Chapter 1, so beware, and I'll be staying away from depictions of spiders in case any of you have arachnophobia, because I care about you.
Mommy doesn't like guests.
Well, the Mummy Longlegs hints were there all along. And yeah, I hate that phrase, sounds kinda kinky, but seriously, Daddy Longlegs started all of this. Anyways, YouTuber Terraco took a bullet for us all and bought the NFTs. NFTs are dangerous, destroy the environment, and are generally trash in my opinion, to access the lore that had been effectively hidden behind a paywall, which is not cool. Bit of a dick move, especially considering how interested all of us are in the lore. When unscrambled, the letters in the video file attached to each NFT spell out, Mummy Longlegs is coming. The itsy bitsy spider going on in the background of the Chapter 2 teaser trailer like this, was, in hindsight, a clue that something spider-related was coming. Daddy Longlegs is indeed an arachnid, so Playtime's version of Mummy Longlegs could be spider-adjacent too. What's more, we've actually heard mention of her before. Right at the end of the merch drop trailer, Leith Pierre, Playtime's head of innovation, says this.
Alright, I'm off. Are we done here? I'm on in 5 for that Longlegs commercial.
So, sounds like she was ready to be advertised to the public at some point, possibly before the massacre happened at the factory wherein all its employees disappeared. Watch my video on the Chapter 1 lore and secrets, which you can find on the Eurogamer channel, to find out more about what happened. I think we've even already seen Mummy Longlegs. Look into the abyss of the scientist's VHS tape, and you can see these long, slender metal fingers. They look to me like the skeleton of a toy or animatronic before the fabric's been put on top. Long legs, long fingers, these could be the myths of Mummy Longlegs. And yes, I will be talking about whether Mummy Longlegs is Kissy Missy, and we'll get there in just a bit, just hold on. So, the question is, if those are her fingers on the VHS tape, is it her committing the massacre in the background? Or could she be the newest toy Playtime were working on? How is she related to the scientist's log otherwise? Questions, and I don't have the answers to these ones quite yet. Another big question is, how on earth do you make a spider toy appealing, as quite a lot of people have arachnophobia, especially kids? I for one think spiders and tarantulas are actually quite cute, but the fact remains that unless it looks like Lucas the Spider, Mummy Longlegs might not sell very well if it is indeed a spider-like toy. Or, the very phrase Mummy Longlegs could be code for Kissy Missy. Kissy Missy has those long legs, so chances are she is Mummy Longlegs, given the job of guarding Poppy in addition to a different section of the Playtime factory, leaving Huggy Wuggy to take care of the section we explored in Chapter 1. Now, some extra information we didn't know before also came to light through the NFTs, but you didn't have to buy them to see this bit. Kissy Missy is described as Huggy Wuggy's better half, implying they're in love. Chillingly, the next bit says that Kissy Missy is a beacon of Playtime Co policies, hence appearing on the informative posters in the factory, and, quote, won't hold back on letting the people know about it, end quote. This makes her sound like an enforcer just like Huggy Wuggy, so it lines up with Poppy's mummy who doesn't like guests, especially those who stay in the factory past 8 PM. The last few lines of Kissy Missy's description are mighty telling. They read, quote, listen up and pucker up for this fuzzy pink lady. Hearing Kissy Missy coming might be a new thing we're taught in Chapter 2, hence the listen up bit of that quote, or abiding by the rules on a poster so she doesn't detect us. That kind of thing. Pucker up makes it clear that, yep, Kissy Missy, if/when she catches us, is gonna kiss us to death. Much like that older grandma or great aunt who insists on hugs and kisses at every family meetup. Ugh. Come to think of it, she might have been the one to drag the injured cat bee away in the Playtime Company's CCTV feed. I've had a look in my own footage, and if you look at where the security cameras are pointing, the bloodstain, and therefore cat bee, was dragged in what looks like the direction of the theatre. Sander Cohen would be proud. The clown ornament is still in place, so nothing else has been moved. Exploring the decrepit theatre in a future episode, maybe even the next episode, seems exceedingly likely, as empty theatres are spooky even without a dismembered toy corpse nearby. Also, is that the cat bee we created in the Make-A-Friend room? Something tells me it might be. Anyone else feel oddly guilty, or is that just me? We also got a peek at some more information about the Playtime Company toys via those NFTs. Boogiebot is lovable, playful and delicate. Bron eats 4,000 calories a day and does lots of hard work in the factory, whatever that means. Candy Cat is a bit of an independent spirit and is a favourite amongst kids who like sweets. And then we have Huggy Wuggy and Kissy Missy. Huggy is simply described as being a man of few words and many warm hugs, and when Huggy says something, people should listen. Sounds like a threat, don't you think? We haven't heard Huggy talk, as it were, yet, only hearing his screech during the killing animation. But I think that bit about saying something refers to his instructional posters hung up around the Playtime Co. factory. Kissy Missy, like I mentioned earlier, is Huggy's better half and a beacon of Playtime Company policies, and won't let back on letting the people know about it. She also likes kissing, so that's definitely a killing animation we're going to be put through. Finally, there's Poppy herself. The text for her is word for word the same as the VHS tape you see at the beginning of episode 1, so there's nothing new there. Strangely, there's nothing about Cat Bee in the NFTs. Being realistic, that's probably because there weren't any already existing in-game assets of Cat Bee on a poster, unlike all the other NFTs which use posters found in the game. Cat Bee was the very last toy Playtime Company made before the incident, so they probably simply didn't have time to create promotional material for Cat Bee. However, its absence is just a bit strange, especially considering Cat Bee appeared on the CCTV and you made your own one in the Make-A-Friend bit at the factory. I might be reading too much into it though. More theories about what Chapter 2 could involve can be found in my Chapter 2 theories video, but I'll run through the biggest one briefly here. A deleted doll factory manufacturing line was discovered in the game files, so we could go somewhere like that and find out where Poppy is made. If you want to know more about what secrets hide in Chapter 2, check out my video on it, which you'll find on the Eurogamer channel. Oh, and Mob Games tweeted out this old-timey photograph of a child and Poppy Playtime from the 60s or 50s judging by the child's outfit. And I actually found the original photograph. This is the original unedited photograph, and the only things that are different is the chair, Poppy and the Poppy Playtime logo. As far as I can see, it doesn't seem to be anything more than just a creepy photograph. Also, this is really important actually. In the NFT trailer, Leith Pierre chastises an employee and says,
"You see, Sharon? That's how you turn off a microphone. You left it on like an idiot last time. And idiots get fired."
The description for Poppy Playtime says you return to the factory, so maybe, if Sharon got fired for not turning off the microphone, you're Sharon, who actually had a strange stroke of luck by getting fired by Leith and survived the Playtime massacre. And that's what we know about Mummy Longlegs, Kissy Missy and Poppy Playtime Chapter 2. What do you think is going to happen in Chapter 2, and how on earth did Cat Bee get on the CCTV? Could it have been dragged into the theatre? Let me know in the comments below. If you enjoyed the video, thanks very much, and don't forget to give it a thumbs up and subscribe to Eurogamer, as we have a new video out every single day. Now, if you'll excuse me, I'm going to go, so remember to stay hydrated folks, and I'll see you next time.